Hey there, it's therapy and relaxation. Today, we're talking about reframing stress as growth opportunities. Let's go! In our modern, fast-paced world, stress is often cast as a villain, an unwelcome companion that shadows our every move. Deadlines loom, obligations pile up, and the relentless pace of life presses onward, seemingly indifferent to our need for rest or reprieve. Conversations about stress typically swirl with words like burnout, overwhelm, and anxiety. Our society seems to have reached a consensus. Stress is something to be avoided, managed, or eliminated at all costs. But what if there is another way to view this universal human experience? What if, instead of being a foe to battle, stress could be reframed as a powerful catalyst for growth? Far from being a modern invention, stress has deep roots in our evolutionary history. Imagine for a moment our earliest ancestors, humans eking out survival on the African savanna, ever alert for danger. The rustle of leaves could signal a predator lurking nearby, and in those moments, the body's stress response would spring into action. Heart pounding, muscles tensing, breath quickening. These sensations weren't nuisances, but finely tuned survival mechanisms. This fight-or-flight response, hardwired by millions of years of evolution, primed early humans to either escape impending threats or to stand their ground and fight. In this context, stress was not just helpful, it was essential. Without it, our ancestors might not have survived long enough for humanity to flourish. But as society has evolved, so too have the sources of the stress we experience. No longer do saber-toothed tigers or rival tribes threaten our daily existence. The vast majority of our stress now arises from situations far removed from immediate physical danger. Perhaps it's the relentless barrage of notifications, the uncertainty of a volatile job market, or the subtle but persistent pressures of social comparison. Our bodies, however, still process these modern threats with the same physiological responses. The result? We often find ourselves flooded with adrenaline and cortisol, not because we're being chased, but because our inbox pinged yet again or an awkward conversation is weighing on our minds. Understanding the origins of stress allows us to bring greater self-awareness to how it manifests in our own lives. Stress, after all, is not a monolithic experience. It wears many faces. Some days, the stress may be physical. Our bodies tense after a poor night's sleep, muscles tight from too many hours hunched over a keyboard. On other days, it is emotional stress that burdens us, a past hurt, a moment of grief, or an anxious anticipation of an uncertain future. Then there is mental stress, the fatigue that arrives from juggling competing responsibilities and the pressure of making pivotal decisions. Identifying our unique stress triggers is an essential step in the journey toward growth. Perhaps deadlines leave your heart racing, or maybe you bristle at conflict within relationships. Financial uncertainty might cast a shadow over daily joy, while perfectionist tendencies magnify even minor mistakes. The sources are as varied as we are. To gain clarity, consider setting aside a few minutes each day for reflection. Journaling about moments of tension, noting what preceded them and how your body responded, can invite valuable insights. Mindfulness practices, such as simply pausing to observe your breath or checking in with your body, can further illuminate the subtle ways in which stress weaves its way through your day. Once we've untangled the web of our stress triggers, we open the door to transforming our relationship with stress. Here is where a profound shift can happen. Reframing stress not as an inevitable burden, but as a catalyst for personal growth. Every challenge we confront, every moment that stretches us beyond our comfort zone, offers a unique invitation to adapt, to learn, and ultimately to grow stronger. Stress, in this context, becomes a crucible, an environment in which our resilience is forged and our potential revealed. Consider the stories of individuals who have risen above adversity, their character shaped through encounters with hardship. The athlete who pushes past self-doubt and physical exhaustion to achieve a personal best. The student who, despite academic setbacks or financial strain, develops new study strategies and discovers a wellspring of perseverance. The entrepreneur whose venture nearly collapses, only to rebuild with wiser judgment and deeper empathy. In each case, the discomfort of stress catalyzed transformation, a leap forward that might never have happened if the waters had been smooth. How, then, can we channel our own stress into growth, rather than letting it erode our well-being? The first step is cultivating awareness of when stress arises, then responding rather than reacting. Deep breathing, for instance, signals to your body and mind that it's safe to relax. When stress mounts, try inhaling slowly for a count of 4, holding for another 4, and exhaling for 6 beats. This simple technique can steady both racing thoughts and a pounding heart, offering a moment of clarity before you proceed. The restorative powers of meditation are increasingly recognized, not just for stress reduction, but for enhancing focus and fostering emotional resilience. Even a brief daily practice, whether guided or silent, can serve as an anchor in the stormiest of days. Physical movement, too, offers a tangible way to shift stress out of the mind and into motion. Whether you prefer a brisk walk among trees, a yoga session, or an afternoon run, exercise releases mood-boosting endorphins and gently recalibrates the body's stress response. Nature, with its calming rhythms and beauty, provides a balm for frazzled nerves. Take time, when possible, to step outside, listen to birdsong, or feel the breeze on your skin. These moments of connection can offer perspective, a reminder that stress is but a current in the larger river of life. As you explore these strategies, consider designing a personalized plan for managing stress. What works for one person may not work for another, and that's perfectly okay. Maybe you thrive with structure and benefit from scheduling downtime. Perhaps creativity, painting, writing, or playing an instrument, brings you relief. Make time, too, for supportive connections. Reach out to friends, family, or professionals when you need encouragement or a listening ear. Sharing the burden can, in itself, lighten the load. At the heart of this journey is the practice of cultivating a growth mindset. Instead of viewing each stressful moment as a setback, begin to see it as evidence that you are pushing your boundaries and expanding your comfort zone. Challenges, when met with curiosity and self-compassion, can foster innovation, creative problem-solving, and tremendous personal transformation. Every time you face a difficult conversation, tackle an unfamiliar project, or make a decision under pressure, you're not simply enduring, you're evolving. It's important, of course, to differentiate between manageable stress that leads to growth and chronic, overwhelming stress that endangers health. The goal is not to court stress recklessly, but to relate to it with wisdom and intention. Notice the moments when stress signals an opportunity for change, and be mindful of when it is time to slow down, seek support, or adjust your course. Ultimately, reframing stress as a potential ally, one that, when harnessed mindfully, can catalyze your growth, offers a path to deeper resilience and fulfillment. Rather than fearing stress or attempting to erase it from your life, you can learn to greet it with curiosity and respect. You can accept the invitation it extends, to pause, reflect, and ask, what is this challenge teaching me? How can I emerge stronger from this experience? So the next time you feel stress tightening its grip, remember your evolutionary inheritance. Stress sharpened your ancestors' instincts and abilities. It can do the same for you. Consider what matters most in that moment and how you might leverage the energy of stress toward purposeful action. Support your journey with practices that restore balance. Seek help when needed. And remember that growth often comes disguised as difficulty. By shifting your perspective, you can transform stress into a source of wisdom, courage, and transformation. Embrace challenges as opportunities to stretch beyond your present limits. Trust that each encounter with stress contains the seeds of innovation and personal evolution. The next chapter of your growth story is unfolding, and stress, far from being the enemy, can become a powerful ally on your path toward greater strength, resilience, and authentic well-being. Thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to subscribe us and check out therapyandrelaxation.com for more. See you tomorrow.